49er faithful, 49er fam, 49er gang. This your boy 49er Dion back here with another video, man. Definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you put it on the post notification to keep yourself up to date on any and everything San Francisco 49ers. So as I told you, this is just a run on the drafts that John Lynch has done, and we are on to the next year for 2018. This is his second draft. He's already got his feet wet as a GM, so we say to ourselves, okay, let's see what he can do. Let's see what we get. I'm going to start off with the grade. Overall, we give it a C minus. And I'll tell you why as soon as I go ahead and let you know what is going on. So, we'll start off with the first pick in the draft. First pick in the draft was kind of a surprise to all of us because we didn't know which way he was going. So we said, man, what is he going to do? We don't really know how he's going to make this happen or what he's really going to do. So we come to 2018. And our first pick in the draft in 2018 was a tackle out of Notre Dame named Mike McGlinchey. Nobody expected that pick at all. Not at all, period. Not at all. So we were all kind of shocked, like, what? So I don't really know how to give out stats for offensive linemen, but I can tell you right now, I give Mike McGlinchey a B+ so far. He's done a great job, protecting that, doing everything he can from that right tackle spot. He had a couple little snags here and there early in his career, but Mike McGlinchey has been a solid right tackle. Gotta love him. Got to love him. He's been doing a fantastic job, and Mike McGlinchey gets a B+ from me. So I give him that much, because he's done more than he can. Now, next up, we have, y'all know who I'm about to say, and that's why I had to take a little breather. Dante Pettis. Dante Pettis comes from pedigree of baseball players. Pettis played baseball. He also played football. His father is the great Gary Pettis. Dante's been around locker rooms. He's been around sports stars. He's been around some of the best names in the business when it comes to baseball and things of that nature. So there's no reason Dante Pettis should ever have fallen by the wayside. So we drafted Dante. We actually went up to get Dante because Kyle Shanahan coveted him. Coming out of Washington, he saw him. He said, "This guy's perfect for my system. We're going to do what we got to do to get him." He said, "Lynch, go get him." Lynch said, "All right, I'll go get him." 2018. Dante Pettis plays 12 games. He has 27 receptions for 467 yards, 17.3 yards per catch, 5 touchdowns. And we were like, yo, okay. We think we might have something here. Think we're going to do well. So, everything starts coming to fruition, and we say, okay, Dante looked like he's going to take the next step this year. We're going to turn him into our number one receiver, start centering the attention around him. We're good. 2019, 11 games, 11 receptions, 2 TDs. This motherfucker fell all the way off. He got shitted on in training camp. He got shitted on during the season. Dante literally watched his play dwindle down to damn near nothing. And he sat on the sidelines happy and chill. Hey, man, hey, guys. Hey, can I get in on that crazy cool handshake? Hey, I'm a little kitty cat. He ain't got no dog in him. He ain't got no fight in him. He ain't got nothing. The touchdown that he caught against Tampa Bay was contested. That was a great one. Or was it the Steelers? I don't remember. I think it was Tampa Bay or the Steelers, one of the two. Then he had another tweet out. I know the haters didn't like that. Dante, ain't nobody scared of you. And don't nobody really think you're that great of a player. You're scared to go across the middle. You're scared to play. And you got beat out by your competition. Period, point blank, bro. That's why your playing time dwindled. Because you gave up. You didn't do anything. Kyle went up to go. Kyle bet he fought with Lynch to go get you. He went and got you. And next thing you know, you look like shit. Can't be doing that, bro. Can't come in and look like shit. It's horrible. So, he basically fell way off. Sophomore slump to the max. And, we got him for this year. and his contract is fully guaranteed, so I don't see them cutting him. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if they draft a receiver with the number 13 pick that they acquired for DeForest Buckner from the Indianapolis Colts, he goes, he not to get buried on that depth chart worse than anything. So, unfortunately, that's all she wrote for him, man. You need to stop playing with cats, figure out how to turn into a lion, and tap into that inner dog in you, man. You got to get some fight. Because other than that, you already got punked for your spot. There's a young man by the name of Debo Samuel took your spot, snatched it right from under you. All right, so next up, Fred Warner. Give Fred Warner an A fucking plus. This man came in from BYU, and basically we drafted him in hopes that we could put him and Reuben Foster on the field at the same time and just continue to make the moves that we did and do the right things and just grow and grow as a linebacking core, man. We were looking for, kind of a second coming of a pairing of Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman. They wouldn't have been as great as those two because those two together were just ridiculous. But still, you want, something similar to that because you want greatness. 2018, 16 games, 124 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery. 2019, all 16 games, 118 tackles, 3 forced fumbles, 1 interception, and 1 touchdown. Fred Warner was the man. Oh, and he had 9 passes defense. I almost neglected that. Fred Warner was the man this year. He was the fucking man. He is the leader of our defense, and there's no denying it. If everything run through Fred. Fred's a beast. He's a full-on beast. All right, so next up, we have Tarvarius Moore. I'm going to give Tarvarius Moore a C-. The reason being is because in 2018 when we drafted him, they tried to put him at cornerback, and it just didn't pan out. The guy didn't have the skills to play DB. I thought he would have been great there, but it just showed. He just didn't have the skills. 2018, 16 games, 23 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 2 passes defense. That's all right, but for somebody to start, not good enough. Not as far as the DB. So 2019, they put him in safety, which is more of a natural position for him, and he had to come in and play because Jimmy Ward, a.k.a. Mr. Glass, would miss time. Every now and then, he'd have something injured, so we'd have to go ahead and put him in. He played very admirably. He reiterated, he put some comfort into the hearts of 49er fans when we started watching him. So Tarvarius Moore for 2019, 16 games, 25 tackles, 2 passes defense, and he had a safety. And he was at safety for this year. So he did a fantastic job. Had we not been able to keep Jimmy Ward this year, we would have moved on with Tarvarius. Even Jimmy Ward himself, a.k.a. Nico Suave on Instagram, said that if, they don't wind up being able to keep him, that they should go ahead and start Tarvarius. He felt that he had that much confidence in him, so we can appreciate that. So Tarvarius Moore gets a C- from us, from me as well, for me anyway, because I feel like he's going to continue to grow and the safety position is going to be his. Jimmy Ward's got 3 more years, and after that, I don't think we resign him. I think we move forward with Moore because there's a high probability Miss Glass may get injured. Kadavia Street, F. He's never played. We drafted him knowing he was going to redshirt his first year, and we wasted a 3rd-round pick on him. That was what the fucking problem was. I was so pissed. I said, why are we drafting a guy we're going to redshirt for a fucking year? This is stupid. Everybody's like, oh, you should have faith in him, and this is great. So our draft goes round 1, McGlinchey. Round 2, Pettis. Round 3, Warner and Moore. Round 4, Kentavia Street. Round 5, DJ Reed. Round 6, Marshall Harris. Round 7, Julian Taylor and Richie James. Now, Street was a 4th-round pick. We could have spent that 4th-round pick on somebody who's going to be on the field, who was going to produce, who was going to be able to help us. We purposely drafted a player that we knew was not going to start. Did we really feel we had the depth and the greatness at that time? Because we were coming off a 6-10 season, and we didn't, Jimmy showed us something, but that doesn't mean that you just give in. That's stupid. So I was very pissed about this pick, and I give him an F because he ain't never done shit. And he ain't going to do shit. And he's sitting on the roster right now not doing a goddamn thing. Oh, I'm hurt. I can't get back. Can't get back. Can't get back. Some people need to just bow out gracefully. And it's nothing against them personally. It's just me looking from a fan standpoint. It's a waste. You're not doing anything. I don't give a fuck about anybody's potential, people. I don't care about your potential. Your potential means nothing if you cannot prove it on the field, if you cannot validate it. Period. Next up, we got DJ Reed. DJ Reed, I give him a C minus, probably a D. And the reason being, he never really panned out or turned in anything. We tried him at safety for a little bit. That didn't work out. We tried him at DB. Tried him at nickel. He's there. That's pretty much it. 2018, 15 games, 46 tackles, a sack, and 1 forced fumble. 2019, all 16 games, 13 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, and 2 pass defense. So he did all right, but it wasn't nothing spectacular. This is nothing to fall out over. These numbers aren't eye-popping and mind-blowing. I just feel like maybe he needs more time on the field to be able to show us something. Other than that, C minus, D. That's pretty much the grade you'll get. Marcel Harris. We give him a C minus because Marcel Harris showed us something for a couple years. And last year, he actually did very well in the absence of Jaquiski Tartt. So, Marcel Harris, 2018, 34 tackles, 8 games. 2019, 13 games, 40 tackles, 3 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery, and 5 passes defense. If you remember, Marcel Harris stripped Lamar Jackson in that game that we played against Baltimore. Marcel Harris did what he could, and he did a great job for us, so that's why he gets a C minus for me. I think with more playing time and more time in the system and time on the field, he will grow into a better player. So I have faith in Marcel, and I think if we move on from Tartt and Ward, then it's going to be, Harrison Moore, and that'll be our future. So, I'm not bad. I'm not mad at that. Julian Taylor. Now, this guy to me was disappointment. The reason being is because every preseason, he wreaked havoc on offensive lines. You saw this dude just tear offensive lines apart. I mean, they couldn't block him. He was unblockable. He was getting after the quarterback. I'm thinking, man, this guy should be fighting for a starting spot with this kind of production from preseason. 2018, 6 games, 7 tackles. 2019, 6 games, 9 tackles, 1 pass defense, and 1 fumble recovery. He hasn't been able to stay healthy, man. He either wasn't healthy or he just wasn't getting the playing time. And it's unfortunate. They're not giving you either one of those, and that means that they don't have enough faith in you. So sorry. So for me, Julian Taylor, an F. He just hasn't done much of anything to be able to give us, enough to go on. Next up, we got Richie James Jr. Now, Richie gets a C minus. Reason being, they just don't use Richie in the offense, and it's not fair to the kid to give him a really, really bad grade on the fact that he just doesn't get any PT. I mean, you had Emmanuel Sanders, KB, and Debo just sucking up all the spots. And that was literally the rotation that they went with. They barely took them out of the game. They played damn near every fucking snap. And they didn't really use Richie a lot. But Richie's a valuable kid, man. He could definitely be, one of those kids that comes in and does something great. And, if you give him more time in the offense, he can make some things happen. He's a shifty, fast twitch, quick twitch little guy, and I think he's definitely worth the time to look into to be able to give him things, give him more playing time. 2018, he had 13 games, 9 catches, 130 yards, 14.4 yards per catch, 1 TD. In a return game, he had 12 attempts for 75 yards, 6.25 yards on the punt returns. You know what I mean? For the kickoffs, 23 attempts, 580 yards, 1 TD. His longest was 97 yards, and that's when he returned that motherfucker for a TD, man. He went off. But, then we move on to, so that's about 25.3 yards per return. That's great. If you kick it into the end zone, we get a free 25, but still 25.3 yards ain't nothing to, laugh at. You know, it's nothing to scoff at. He did a great job. 2019, 16 games, 6 receptions, 165 yards, 19.7 yards per catch, and 1 TD. And then in the return game, you know, when he came to the punts, 2019, he had 33. There were 33 chances at a return, 264 yards. So that's about 8 yards per return. His longest return was 32 yards. And then the kickoffs, there was 20 times he returned the ball, 428 yards, 21.4 yards per return. So Richie just hasn't necessarily been given a chance in our offense. And I feel like they should give him more time and give him a better chance. I feel like when they sat Dante, they should have started trying to insert Richie and get him in there and see what he could do. He looks like a good guy for the slot. You know, if something happens with Trent Taylor again this year, I say fuck it, go ahead and give him a shot. He just needs a chance to be able to prove himself and more playing time, and I think he'll be able to do that. With E-Man gone, we're going to need him more unless we draft a receiver that just turns out to be a fantastic guy, and we can just pair him with Debo, and there you have it. So, next thing we have, it's going to be, you know, out of all of these guys that were drafted, the only 2 guys that are bona fide starter are Mike McGlinchey and Fred Warner. So that's 2. So it makes it 3 starters for John Lynch, guys. 3 of them out of both of those drafts. That means that none of these rookies have panned out to a point where they're at least great rotational players. And most of these rookies have just been okay or subpar. Like I said, McGlinchey and Warner are the only starters from that list. McGlinchey, Pettis, Warner, Moore, Street, Reed, Harris, Taylor, and James. And the only 2 guys out of that, Mike McGlinchey and Fred Warner. Those were the only 2 starters. So I only gave that a C- because a lot of the players had a huge amount of potential. So I'll be moving on rapidly to the next year, to the latest year of 2019. Y'all definitely let me know what y'all think in the comments. I think a lot of these guys have some of them have potential. Some of them just never panned out because they didn't get PT. But it is what it is. Grades are given. Those are my thoughts. You let me know your thoughts. And I'll be moving on to the next video. Y'all have a good evening.